Welcome back to the Fan Boss Frequency. My name is Chris. I'm your host, and boy, I got a jam up, jelly tight show for you today. One of my favorite topics of all time: PoC, not Tupac. PoC, push to talk over cellular. This is one of those things that when I was going through my product spotlight, I really wanted to lead with it. I'm like, no, let's calm down. Let's stay in line. So, what is push to talk over cellular? Funny you should ask. So remember back in the day when you'd be in the middle of a restaurant and you hear my favorite sound ever in life. Guess what? It's back. That's right. Push to talk over cellular, baby. So let's talk about what is going on. So back in the day when we all had Nextels and everybody was just to their heart's content, we just, we loved it. And it was primarily one-to-one communication. It really wasn't one-to-group. Although the company would make you pay to have access to groups, and they would charge you based on how many groups you wanted and how that stuff played out. We're kind of doing it in reverse now. So back then you had a telephone and a radio built into one device, which was amazing. There was one huge problem. If you're on the phone talking to a girl and the boss man keys you up on the radio wouldn't work. You get that, remember? And then if you were on the two-way talking to boss man and no girl call back, you would get voicemail. And of course, that was a problem. And the biggest problem of all was they didn't have text messaging on them things. So when the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association decided, FMSCA, however you say it, decided that they were banning cell phones in the trucks and commercial vehicles, that was all part of the deal. So in order to use a two-way radio, it has to be completely separated from telephone service. It basically needs to consist of being a data device, a modem with a cool, whatever. If you can dial 911 from it, it's basically a cell phone, and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association does not like that. So a lot of companies got out there and said, oh, we can bring back the old, and guess what? They failed miserably. So you had some companies that didn't understand the process. They had some people that had no idea what two-way, push to talk over cellular was. It was just a really strange, like the wild, wild west. So when Motorola stopped supporting iDEN technology, which was eventually bought out by Sprint, Sprint's like, we don't care. No big deal. And if you lived in the Southeast, Southern Link ran off of iDEN forever. They kept it for a long time. And then they're like, hey, we're going to roll out our 4G LTE solution. I'm like, yeah, everybody else is rolling out 5G. So when they held on to it until there was just nothing left. So here's what you need to know about push to talk over cellular. It's back, but there's some really important questions you need to ask yourself. Just because it goes and it also has doesn't mean it's what you're looking for. Let me just go ahead and tell you. There's a lot of companies out here that talk about, radios, when the zombie apocalypse hits and this and that. Stop listening to crazy foolishness. These are the questions you need to ask yourself. In order for a PoC radio to work, it has to have the hardware, which is what you use to talk from one person to the next. It has to have the network, which is usually cellular. That's the whole point of push to talk over cellular. And then, of course, you have to have the servers that run all the communications pieces. So basically, your hardware presses the button, and then when you do that, the other end gets the button, gets the beep, and away you go. Well, there's a computer or a server somewhere that tells it what to do. So here's the questions you need to ask yourself. Who manufactures the hardware? Who manufactures the software? Who's in control of my data? And who is running the infrastructure for the system? And how is it all getting there? So if you start digging deeper with some companies that do this for little to no money, they charge you a big chunk on the front end for the radio side of it. They're going to say, oh, it's free. It's no charges, this, it's that, it's whatever. And then at the end of a year or two, they hit you with another activation fee, another charge or whatever to hit the cell towers. If you're not being charged for your cellular service, something is wrong because it has to hit the networks. And let me tell you, none of the big three are free. If you have a cell phone, you know that. So that's always step number one. Number two, what is the benefit and the advantage? Glad you asked. With the PoC feature, it takes what we talked about on the last episode with push to talk to a whole new level. So this means that your drivers, your field techs, supervisors, and office staff can all be on the same page instantly. Instead of juggling calls and texts, you hit one button and talk to a group. Dispatch to all drivers. Traffic is backed up on the main route. Switch to an alternate. Dispatch to all drivers. I want you to know the back gate is locked, and if you need to get in, use your passcode. Attention all drivers. Just wanted to give you a heads up that customer X, Y, and Z who calls on a frequent basis needs help again. Who is the closest person to that customer? Who's going to be freed up the quickest? So there's a lot of ways you can operate the push to talk with the push to talk with your team. So what's powerful is that even if your business only operates in one city, PoC still shines because maybe you've got crews spread across the job sites and drivers all over town, or maybe managers who are out of the office and in the field. PoC lets you reach everyone right now, not just when they see a missed call. The speed reduces your downtime, it tightens up your coordination, and keeps your customers from waiting. Many PoC solutions also bring added features like location, recordings, and integration with dispatch software. We do all of that in one package. So this means you're not just talking, you're managing. You can see who's where, who's responding, and you can build a record of how your team performs in the field. This is also going to help for your training and accountability. And I'm huge on accountability. So again, what our goal is to assess what you have going on and see what works best for your business. I can talk to 5 towing companies in 5 different cities and deploy 5 different solutions. And what I mean by that is some guys may need to have their radios on them at all times. Some guys may need to have their radios mounted in the trucks. Some people may need to have different groups for different things, and some people may need to have one group for everything. The point is, we make sure that you have what you need. All of these things don't mean anything if they're not working to your advantage. So that's what we want to make sure that we're offering you an opportunity to make sure that you communicate with your team effectively, increase efficiency, and ultimately increase that bottom line. So that's where the push talk over cellular gives you a lot of advantages. So one of our biggest solutions with this has been school buses. We are trusted in, I think we're on over 1,000 school buses in the state of Alabama right now. And we like it that way. We plan on keeping that business growing, and it makes sense. And we even have the ability to talk to the buses from the walkie talkies on the school campuses. So we've worked really hard to kind of build that piece of the puzzle out. It's something we're very proud of. And we just figured out a way that you don't even have to buy the radios anymore. Stop buying equipment. Let us take care of that for you. When it goes out of date, we'll take the old one and give you a new one. It's quite simple. But that is push to talk over cellular. We are an award-winning dealer. We are one of the fastest PoC dealers growing in the United States right now. Ask how we can help your business with this service, because I promise you, you don't want to miss out on this. And I guarantee you, your competitors, if they know about it, they've already been using it. So let us help you figure out what works best for your business. As always, please visit thefanboss.com. We appreciate all your support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. That listener hotline, 855-4podcast, 855-4podcast. I've gotten a few interesting calls here in the last week or so, and keep it up, man. I love it. Maybe I'll start sharing some of those on here at some point, but at the end of the day, we appreciate the support, good, bad, or indifferent. We want to make sure that we're here for you guys. Answer any questions. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like to see maybe added in the future. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.